I just got some new Tesla ass, and if you know, you know. So I spent £3,400 on an upgrade to my Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive, and I don't even think my wife actually knows about that yet, but as you can see, there are no visual differences by this upgrade, and what I actually bought was a Tesla software upgrade directly via my Tesla app. And after a few taps, the purchase was done, and the car downloaded enhanced autopilot. For those that are new to Tesla, every Tesla comes with Tesla's autopilot software free of charge, and you can then opt to increase the car's autonomous-like capabilities by acquiring either the enhanced autopilot or the top tier full self-driving package that you may have heard already. The differences and details I will run through in just a moment, but this upgrade can be purchased when you buy the car or any time after via the Tesla app. Every brand new Tesla that you buy, whether that be a Model 3 or a Model Y, will allow you to buy these services as a one-off payment. Noting where FSD supervised is available, there is also a monthly subscription available. However, that's sort of moving away from the point that I'm making here. So just why did I spend £3,400 on this upgrade when I could have brought some other physical hardware differences, like maybe the 20-inch Uber Turbo on wheels, etc.? What is enhanced autopilot and why did I buy it with the regulatory limitations in place in the UK? Honestly, I thought the decision was a calculated decision. However, I'm expecting you to be the judge of that, whether I'm right or wrong. I'm sure you will speak your mind in the comment section below. So if you want to hear my reasons why, I'd appreciate if you could just like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or even just give the video some hype points. It all helps, but let's get into the details. So first up, straight into the decision. Why did I buy it? Well, I'm no stranger to enhanced autopilot. I had trials of it before on my hardware 3 Tesla Model 3 and with my hardware 4 Tesla Model Y, so I knew what I was getting into. In fact, this version isn't actually much different to what I'd actually tried when I first got this Tesla Model Y. Anyhow, thanks to you, over the past few years, I've actually managed to rack up £3,400 in Tesla referral credits. So firstly, I would not be in this position to do so without you using that Tesla referral link in the video description. So a big thank you to you that have used it. But having credit there available and knowing how to spend it, it really is a first world problem. So much so, they were within 24 hours of expiring, and admittedly I was panicking about what I could spend it on, and I could have gotten some cool Tesla accessories from the Tesla store, but admittedly I'm already decked out with Jawa accessories, and don't forget to check out my discounts in the video description if you're after Tesla accessories, by the way. But I had no desire to pick up anything from the store, and if I didn't use the credit, I would simply lose it. I'll put a list on the screen of how and where the credit can be spent, but I didn't want a new Tesla or any accessories, so I thought the calculated decision would be to acquire enhanced autopilot for the added features, but also to add residual value to the car. That, and it also halves the one-off price of FSD. Here you can see by owning enhanced autopilot, the price of FSD drops to £3,400, for which, to me, it was a no-brainer to add to the car for these 2 points alone. But there's also feature upgrades that I'm just completely discounting at the moment. So what are they, and are they actually useful? Well, my Tesla Model Y has the latest FSD hardware, being the hardware for Canvas Suites, and if you're new to Tesla, as I've said before, every car comes with that basic autopilot. So think traffic aware cruise control to keep your speed and auto steer to stay within your lane. And I've used it for years. Autopilot really is solid in 2025, but it very much is kind of like a starter pack. And thanks to its limitations, like the lack of ability to remain in autopilot when changing lanes on the motorway, this is where enhanced autopilot can build on that starter pack and actually grant you more features. That is, navigate on autopilot, which is having a reassuring co-pilot for motorways by ensuring that it stays in the lane to handle your sort of on-ramp and off-ramp driving, so you get into the right lane to get to the right exit that you need. Enhanced autopilot will also suggest lane changes too if the car in front is driving too slow, which it does sound great in principle, but thanks to legislative barriers, it is, well, there is this awkward flick that you have to do with the indicator to actually confirm, which frankly, the laws around vehicles, autonomous features are restricted here in the UK. I mean, Australia, New Zealand, they seem to have got it right recently. They've just got FSD supervised before as Brits. So as the regulators do relax their requirements, expect that indicator confirmation to be completely removed. In principle, where I have used enhanced autopilot with little traffic around, it can be a pretty smooth experience, but around peak driving times, it just can be too polite for UK traffic, aka it wants to grant others more room around itself. And at peak times, we know that's not really a luxury that's available. Again, it's held back from its potential, but that can change overnight as well with a software update and with that regulatory relaxation. Beyond navigate on autopilot and auto lane changing, auto park also lets your Tesla parallel or perpendicular park itself, and that does what it says really on the tin. I tried parallel parking the other day down a sort of tight street, and the speed was actually pretty good. It parked well. My only sort of criticism was that the wheel did seem to be a little bit twitchy or jerky, so it could be smoother, but execution wise, you know, it was completely correct. Finally, the last remaining feature that I got was done summon and actually smart summon, or as I like to say, actually not smart summon yet. So done summon lets you move your car back and forward just from your smartphone, a touch of a button. AS theoretically builds on that and adds turning into it. So picture maybe it's a rainy day and you want the car to move closer to the storefront so you can jump into your car without getting too wet or having to jump over the puddles. That's summon, but here in the UK, is watered down when compared to the US. The ability of Tesla's AS here is so restrictive, is barely usable until the regulatory barriers can be removed yet again. So that's the features that I've gained and a little bit about the practicalities of it. But does it actually add value? Would it be worth buying yourself? So enhanced autopilot in the UK normally costs £3,400 as a one-time purchase. There's no subscription options here. Unlike FSD in the US, which is $99 a month. As mentioned earlier, I was fortunate enough to use referral credits, but would I buy it if I could? Would I think it would be a smart move if so? Well, it's going to be wholly down to your personal circumstances, for which, for many people, I actually don't think that there should be an immediate rush to acquire enhanced autopilot just yet. It should, however, help with my car's value on the private market. Even with trade-ins, Tesla do note that it does include the value of the package too. So if I ever do decide to sell my Tesla down the line, which I'm not planning to anytime soon by the way, enhanced autopilot would actually stay with the car, and that makes it a slightly more attractive buy over the alternatives. And if you look on, say, Auto Trader, you will see cars with enhanced autopilot or FSD, and they do sell for thousands more as a result. A second and probably a massively under-considered point is you're going half a step towards a full FSD purchase, and owning EAP or enhanced autopilot directly halves the cost of upgrading to full self-driving at a later date. So you don't pay a penny more towards FSD in total if that's the end goal. But equally, you can retain £3,400 that you would have used for FSD and own enhanced autopilot instead, as FSD doesn't really add any usable features until they release the FSD supervised version that the Aussies have just got down under. So is it really worth waiting until there's more usability from the FSD package before taking that bigger leap? You know, possibly so, but that's ultimately your decision to make. With the London FSD footage posted online by Tesla just a few months ago, Tesla do seem serious about bringing FSD to our shores soon. But when that release happens could well affect the decision of value when it actually comes to picking either EHP or FSD. So to conclude the video, what are my first impressions, and did I make the right decision to spend my Tesla referral credits on enhanced autopilot? For me, I still think it's a total win. The fact that my expiring credits covered it made it a no-brainer. But even without that, I think enhanced autopilot's value, it does have some footing today, and more so the FSD in the UK, for which will probably remain the case until FSD is fully released via that supervised version. But put yourself in my shoes. Would you have done the same? I absolutely think that you would have, considering that this was just expiring referral credit. The new features from Enhanced Autopilot do help the car make it just a little bit more exciting than it was before, knowing that I have these features now permanently. I used Dumb Summon the other day for a good reason. It was actually useful, and I'm sure I'll come across other valid reasons to use other features too. But where things could get spicy is the FSD upgrade. And I'm tempted somewhat of putting together some sort of challenge to obtain it. So do keep your eyes peeled, as this channel might just get a little bit more interesting as a result. So don't forget to subscribe, do like the video if you haven't already, don't forget to check out the links in the video description. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.